All right, everybody. This is Michael Jernigan and my tag team partner, Jam Patterson. We are the Main Event Wrestling Podcast, a part of the I'm going to get fired right now, boys. A part of the Press Play Podcast Network. We are the Main Event Wrestling Podcast. Jam, what's happening?
Well, first off, I want you to recall my name. I am the icon.
I apologize.
Jam Patterson.
I apologize.
And we run the podcast of all podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Main Event, where you will get the best stories in professional wrestling today.
I apologize. You can suck it. That's how. Listen.
And first off, let me say this. I want to thank Chase Smith. Me and him were at the Sizzler last week.
Yes.
You know, me and him found a little common ground with the Sizzler after that big Cleveland win. So Sizzlers for everybody.
I realize we're a wrestling podcast, but can we just take a minute and say Baker Mayfield's overrated? Can I say that? Maybe not.
Now Cam Newton's overrated.
Listen, Cam's hurt.
Oh, Lord.
Cam's hurt. All right,
He's been hurt since he was born.
Here we go. We had a big week in professional wrestling this past week. First of all, before we get there, let me first say to everybody that downloaded, everybody that's been sending us tweets, everybody been talking to us, retweeting our stuff on Twitter at the Main Event Pod. Thank you very much for hitting that download button. Look us up on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on the Main Event Wrestling Podcast. Hit that subscribe button. That way, every week the show will be automatically downloaded to your phone. And the best news is, it's free.
That's exactly right. I want to send a special shout out to I Am Will 38,000 on Twitter. That dude likes a lot of our stuff, man. Thank you for that. Share us, retweet us, get us some more followers. But I Am Will, you're the man, brother. We appreciate it.
How about your new best friend, Mauro Ranallo?
Let me go ahead and tell you. Mauro, I know you listen to the show.
Uh-huh.
Last night was the first night. Like, I've heard him call bits and pieces.
Yep.
But, dude, the passion and the excitement that he brought to last night's NXT show was unbelievable. Him calling the Dream match last night, oh, man, I was on fire watching that mess.
He's the best in the game, I believe, today.
Absolutely,
the
GOAT.
I know Jim Ross is still in the game, but I don't know if Jim has lost a step or if he's just getting comfortable with the new people he's working with or whatever. But Mauro Ranallo is the best wrestling announcer on TV today. All right, let's get to some action. Go back to last Sunday night. It was Clash of the Champions.
Yes.
Live from Charlotte, North Carolina, right down the road from us.
Right, man. 45 minutes away.
Yes, I was going to say about an hour away, down 85, right there in Charlotte, North Carolina. We had Clash of the Champions. We had, I believe there were 11 matches. We're not going to talk about all 11.
No.
But what we are going to talk about is a couple things that I like, a couple things we didn't like, and then we're going to move on to really the main event of this show, and that would be the NXT show last night on USA.
So good.
Wednesday night on USA. But before that, Clash of the Champions. First off, on the pre-show.
Yeah.
On the pre-show. We didn't see in the pre-show. We watched most of the show together at our boy's house, at Brian Nance's house.
Yeah, Blue Comic Coach.
Yes. On the pre-show, AJ Styles was on the pre-show.
Disrespectful.
I have a bit of a problem with that. I understand you only got so much time for the main show. You got championships, it's Clash of Champions. He's a champ, whatever. I don't ever want to see AJ Styles on the pre-show ever again. On top of that, him and Cedric, you know how long their match went?
Not long.
4 minutes and 55 seconds.
Well, I've read that Vince is trying to bury Cedric. He doesn't like him. But here's the thing. You've got Cedric is a great wrestler. Forget if you want to try to bury him or not.
Yeah.
AJ Styles, one of the top 4 wrestlers in the business today. Would you agree?
I would shrink that number a little bit.
Top 2?
Probably.
Top 1?
Ish.
Yeah. I mean, the guy is, he lives up to his name. He is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you're going to put him on that part of the show?
I agree.
That is ridiculous.
I agree.
I mean, I do not even understand the thinking behind that. You don't put one of your top merchandise sellers, you don't put one guy who's on top of his game, who's, got a little heel turn going with the OC, you don't put him on what I would call a dark match. That's old school right there.
Basically. I mean, listen, the pre-show gets some coverage on the network, but yeah, ain't got much going on. So, but anyway, AJ defeated Cedric to keep the United States Championship. Rude and Ziggler won the Tag Team Championship. We all knew that. We all knew what was going to happen. Coming. No big deal. Bayley.
Let me go ahead and tell you.
Go ahead.
Because I know where you're going to go with this.
Uh-huh.
I was a fan.
Of Bayley.
Not of Bayley, but of the match.
Okay.
And here's my two thoughts from that, and then I'll let you go because I know you got more extensive stuff here. Bayley turning heel, I like it.
Yep.
How she won the match, I like it.
I'm fine with
because it's a heel move.
Yep.
The one thing that I don't like, and forget just this match, Charlotte Flair is not a babyface. She is better as a heel, and you can see the kind of role reversal here where they're making Charlotte a babyface. I'm not a fan.
Well, listen, you got where would you put Becky? Good guy, bad guy?
Becky, she's like the old Stone Cold. She's kind of heel, but everybody likes her.
I think everybody is like that. You look at all the top stars, for the most part, maybe, except Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, The Fiend. He's supposed to be a bad guy.
We're going to get to him.
Everybody loves that Joker. Charlotte, supposed to be a good guy, I guess.
Yeah.
People still boo her. Sasha, supposed to be a bad guy. People cheer. So I think for the past, 8 or 9 years, they don't care. As long as they're getting some kind of reaction out of the people, they're putting together good matches. They don't. Look at Roman Reigns. My God, they don't care.
I think Bayley should have went with your idea. And what it was those inflatables come up, the huggables, that she came out with some kind of machete, butcher knife, and cut them down, and then just, kind of did like Hogan when he joined the NWO.
Yeah.
Everybody thought the yellow and the red, and he just goes bad and then kills all the fans in his next monologue.
Yeah, I don't think she needs to wake up one morning and dress all in black. I don't mind like a slow progression.
Right.
But I need to see a progression. And her cheating to win the match Sunday night
was great.
That's a good first step.
Great.
So, I hate that Charlotte lost.
Oh, I do too.
But by gosh.
There's only one thing I hate more is who Charlotte's dating, because Charlotte, I'm still available. I'm just letting you know. Throwing it out there. I know you're listening.
Put it on Twitter. Everybody let Charlotte Flair know that the icon, Jan Patterson, is single and ready to mingle,
baby.
Yes, sir.
She can put the figure 4 on me all day long.
The Revival beat the New Day for the Smackdown Tag Team Championship. Good match. We both love the Revival.
Yes.
However, the Revival are supposed to be Raw Tag Team participants.
Right.
They're on the Raw roster, and now they're SmackDown champions.
Well, they are the first tag team to hold all 3 belts.
They're not on that show, though.
I know, but they're good. And here's the thing. They can say they're coming up with this draft in a couple weeks.
Yep.
That draft doesn't mean a thing.
Not right now.
Because we know when ratings tank somewhere, where are the big boys going?
Yeah.
They're going to the lower seeded show.
I would love it if they would completely separate the shows and only bring them together for like one WrestleMania match every year.
Right.
Maybe a Survivor Series match every year, whatever. But I see no evidence of that happening. I hope it does. If you got Bischoff running SmackDown, you got Paul Heyman running Raw, you're going to do a draft. Do it right.
Right.
But I don't see it happening.
Do you see anybody from the NXT getting called up to either one of the who would you pick if you had to choose someone from NXT to go to Raw or SmackDown? Let's go Raw. You're the general manager. Who's the number one guy you're taking?
Here's what I'll tell you. But here's what we'll do. In a couple of weeks before the draft, when it was October something, before that draft, we will have a live draft for Raw and SmackDown right here on this very podcast. We'll do it. But I'll tell you, I got 2. One being Johnny Gargano. He's got to go on from NXT. He's done everything he could do. He's had matches of the year. He's been North American. He's the first North American champion. He's been NXT champion. He's had great rivalries. His wife is in there now.
Yeah.
Candice LeRae. She's running wild. Johnny Gargano, it's time for him to move on to something else.
Okay.
And number 2 would be Shayna Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion.
Man, she's not tough.
I see whenever the next NXT TakeOver special is, which I guess would be Survivor Series weekend in November, I could see her losing that championship to Candice LeRae, or whenever they have their match. They may not hold off until then, and then she will move up to Raw or SmackDown.
Okay,
because she's been champion for, gosh, when did she win that thing? May have been last year. She may be getting close to a year being a champion. So it's just time for her to move on.
I didn't see those two names coming.
Well, who would you pick?
Oh, man, I'm a Dream guy. Velveteen Dream.
I'd be fine with that.
Because I look at it like this. NXT is wrestling, right? And
right now it is. We'll see what happens once this TV show takes off.
Triple H keeps saying it's going to stay the same. WWE, Raw, SmackDown, more entertainment. I look at the Dream. He is strictly entertainment.
Oh, he's a good wrestler.
He is, but his whole get-up, his whole persona
I agree.
is entertainment. He would be my pick.
All right, next up we had Alexa and Nikki retaining the Women's Championship. Jam's the only one upset about that in this room.
Yes. Man, did you see Mandy Rose on that Maxim cover?
No, I didn't.
All I'm going to say is, Claude,
I'm a married
mercy.
Man, and I want to keep it that way.
Man. Mandy Rose, I'm also available if Charlotte turns me down. Just let you know.
So Mandy's second in line?
Man, I can't say what I want to say.
Okay. Shinsuke retained the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz.
Liked the match. Good match.
What I believe the best match on the show was Becky and Sasha Banks ended in a DQ. These two women had a brawl all over the arena. Becky threw mustard on Sasha.
Yeah.
And has since tweeted her, calling her Snoop hot dog or something like that.
It.
Yes. So big match there. Kind of a lame finish though. Were you still there?
Yeah, I was still there.
Okay, yeah.
During
the referee got knocked out. Becky accidentally hit the referee. Hang on. They fought all through the arena for probably 10 minutes or so. Come back to the ring. That by God referee is still laid out 10 minutes later after the chair shot
to the stomach.
Yes.
It wasn't even to the head.
Knocked him out.
That match reminded me of two things: Kevin Sullivan and
Benoit
match when they went through the whole arena and
went in the bathroom.
Went in the bathroom, got his head beat in the stall.
Yep.
And then it reminded me of the Charlotte Sasha match when Sasha got Flair to tap.
On the rail.
Because at one time they were there. So it was a great match by far.
I believe that match, too, the Sasha-Charlotte match, I believe that was a Monday Night Raw match in Charlotte, or it may have been a pay-per-view. I can't remember. But I believe it was in North Carolina.
It was in their hometown.
And she lost.
Yeah.
So then we had Kofi beating Randy Orton.
Ooh.
That one may have been the boringest match of the night. Sorry.
Kofi train's about to end.
You asked me last week, am I still on it? I said yes, for a little while longer. That little while is in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, that train is getting ready to get derailed.
We'll get there in a second. Then Rowan beat Roman Reigns in the no disqualification match with the returning Luke Harper coming back to help Rowan. And then we had Seth Rollins beating Braun Strowman to retain the WWE Universal Championship. It only took 4 curb stomps to get the boy to lay down for the pin.
What is Braun Strowman's record in Universal title matches?
0 and whatever.
0-6.
0-6.
I mean, this guy, I love Strowman.
Yeah.
He's a Carolina boy. How can you not like him? 0-6 in the Universal title match. I think Vince has done this guy totally dirty, totally wrong. And on top of that, he's 0-6, and he's lost clean every time.
Yeah.
Which I don't like.
Yeah.
At least if you're going to make this guy to be the monster, something dirty's got to happen.
Think back to like a year and a half ago when Shinsuke and AJ had like 4 different matches for the WWE Championship.
Right.
AJ won them all.
Yeah.
One may have been like a DQ in there, double disqualification type deal. But anyway, Shinsuke had all those opportunities, never won piss. And that kind of knocked him down a couple rungs in the popularity contest. I think the same had happened with Braun. You look back 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, Braun was like the biggest name on the roster. Him and Seth Rollins were up there together.
Pop.
Then he lost to Brock Lesnar a few times. He lost to Seth Rollins now.
Lost to Roman.
Yes. I think he has come down a little bit. So WWE's got to get them jokers back up.
Absolutely.
Got to let them win something,
Yeah.
bro. Shoot.
I can't stand it, man.
All right, let's move to Monday Night Raw. I was not impressed with Monday Night Raw. I didn't see all of it. I saw bits and pieces, but I was not impressed. What was your big things coming out of Monday Night Raw?
I want to backtrack.
Okay.
At the end, when The Fiend came out.
Okay.
All right, then you go to Monday Night Raw with the Firefly Funhouse.
Yep.
And they turned the screen upside down to begin Raw and all that stuff. I really liked.
I honestly thought something was wrong with our TV at the time.
I did too.
I thought, did TJ push a button or something?
Yeah, The Fiend has possessed my TV. My big takeaway from that is I don't think The Fiend should get a Universal title shot.
Well, he's going to.
I know, but I don't think he should. I don't. At this time, I think they pushed that. And what happened is Drew McIntyre got hurt. He was supposed to win King of the Ring. He was supposed to be the next in line to go against Seth Rollins. He gets hurt. We get King Corbin, which I like. But
you said too last week you didn't want no King Corbin.
Well, I do now.
I told you it was going to happen.
But I think they're pushing him too far because as the Fiend, he's always chasing. He's always attacking. He's always this. Now, we know he's going to win the belt because
he better.
He is the hot commodity right now.
He better.
And what happens when you become the champ? You become the one getting chased.
Sure.
The Fiend should not be getting chased. I would slow this thing down. I would let him attack people left and right, kind of like he did Kane on Monday night, like he did Seth Rollins at Clash. And I would have that until he either faces The Undertaker or when you bring back the Demon, Finn Balor. Yeah. I would have that. I wouldn't. He don't need a belt to be popular.
A couple of things there. Number one, Kane come back. They were in Tennessee.
Yes.
The mayor was there. He won the 24/7 championship. And then put on the Kane gear, pop some fire. Did they have fire? I can't remember. Was there?
No, he was going to do it at the end.
And then the Fiend come out instead. Yes. And then King Corbin, Baron Corbin won the King of the Ring in a pretty good match, and a really good match with Chad Gable. I told you I like Chad Gable. I hope they find something for him to do. So we'll see what happens with him and King Corbin. So that's about all for Monday Night Raw. I was not impressed.
Slow night, I thought.
Charlotte come out and kicked the chair out of Bayley's hands in high heels. Impressive.
Anything she does is impressive.
Then on Tuesday night, we had Tuesday Night Smackdown Live. And let me just say one word. Brock is back.
Yes. You know, they bring Brock in, and we know why. They go into Fox. They got to have some ratings.
Yeah.
And so the Kofi train is coming to a by God end.
We'll see. I think so. But my God, we'll see. If he can beat Brock Lesnar,
I will quit watching SmackDown.
Okay, so that doesn't like put Kofi on another level in your eyes?
No. First off, look, they brought Kofi in as champ because they wanted to bring out some of the older merchandise and do some of this stuff.
They let him. He won the champ because he was hot.
Man, he wasn't that hot.
He was hot. Kofi Mania.
I mean, he is up there with a list of like some of the worst WWE champions of all time.
Like
in my
who?
book.
Like who?
Like I would say he is right up there with Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
At 95 was a rough year.
He was a terrible champion. Right? Would you agree?
Yeah, he was champion the whole year of 95.
What does my man Ricky Morton say about him?
He can't draw flies in an outhouse.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm not a Kofi guy. Now, I do like the New Day kind of thing. It's kind of fun. But as champ, no. I'm a stable guy. You know, I want all the Undisputed Era. We'll get to them.
Yes.
I'm that type of guy. I want that type. Kofi doesn't do it for me.
I like Kofi. Kofi's okay. He's not Brock. He's not John Cena, of course. He's not Seth Rollins, Braun. He's just not on that level. I don't know if it's
Randy Orton level either.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because he's been at that kind of mid-card level for 10 years, and that's just kind of where my mind has him stuck at.
He's lost his Jamaican accent over the years.
Well, we knew that was going to happen. But WWE's made him look strong. He's beat everybody. Daniel Bryan.
I don't understand.
Kevin Owens. Randy Orton now.
I love me some Kevin Owens.
I like Kevin Owens. Yes. So we'll see what happens. My smart money's on Brock though, winning that first championship on the first SmackDown live on Fox. In a couple of weeks.
The only way Brock doesn't win, and you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Another wild prediction.
Oh, here we go
from me. The iconic champ. And I'm still believing Ric Flair is going to show up at AEW soon.
He was on SmackDown. He ain't going to AEW.
So I think what's going to happen is you're going to have Brock versus Kofi. Final match out of nowhere. Bobby Lashley makes his return and is going to interrupt the match to set up a feud with Lashley and Lesnar because they've always wanted to have that big match between those two behemoth men, and that's what's going to happen. You heard it here first.
Here's what I would love to see happen.
Let's hear it.
What I would love to see happen. I want Kofi to win the match. New Day comes out, celebrates with him in the ring.
I know where you're going. I like it.
Big E turns and lays a beating on Kofi Kingston.
To quote my man Brian
on
Nance,
the first. Now we have a part.
Now it's a part. I like it. I like it, Jern. Yeah, I like where your head's at.
Or say they stretch it out to like 2 matches. It's not just a one-off deal with Brock and Kofi. Somehow work Big E into the angle.
Okay.
Right? Let Big E be the reason that Kofi loses. And then you can start that match there.
Yeah.
And then Big E do something with Brock. I'd like to see Big E and Brock. There's some big
Big E's a big
jokers,
man.
Boy. Yeah.
He's a big man. So I like both of those scenarios.
We'll see what happens. If Bobby Lashley shows up in 2 weeks on Friday Night Smackdown, you'll know they called us.
Yeah, absolutely. I could write some scripts for these guys.
Bischoff called us.
Absolutely.
All right, let's jump to last night, Wednesday night, the first ever live NXT event on USA. The first hour was on USA. The second hour was on the network. It messed us up. Can I just say?
I was confused.
It messed us up. Jam and I were texting back and forth during the first hour. We both thought, hey, it's going to be 2 hours on USA. I thought 2 hours on USA. The last hour was streamed on the network at the same time. However, at 9 o'clock, we were both upset.
You want to know how confused I was last night? It's the honest truth. I didn't take my computer, nothing home, so I missed the second hour of NXT.
I saw it.
And I was so confused. I watched Suits after NXT went off. It's the second to the last episode ever of like a 12-year show.
Who cares?
And I actually watched this episode because I was so torn up about NXT just went off, I couldn't even change the channel. I didn't know what happened. I was sitting there having my Western Sizzler, and I watched some Suits thinking, what just happened?
So we had NXT and what's on? It was on USA last night on USA. Jam, tell us what you think about Mauro Ranallo.
Let me go and tell you.
You mentioned it earlier.
Let me go and tell you.
This is your first time hearing a full show of Mauro. Tell me what you think.
Here's what I love about Mauro. One, he doesn't overtalk the match. Right? To me, that's huge. I think they do need to go back to a 2-man commentating team everywhere.
Ain't happening.
I know that, but I think that.
I agree.
And and I'm right. They're wrong.
Okay.
And so Mauro was, dude, he kept you on the edge of your seat.
He's
calling
good.
a match. I felt like I was sitting in the arena with a thing of popcorn, a nice 20-ounce sun drop. Mauro was calling the match and had some of the best one-liners through the match. I don't know if they got him an earpiece or if he comes up with this stuff on his own.
I think that's all him.
But the dude is phenomenal. Mauro, I want you on a guest on the show.
Yes.
Let us know. We can do a call-in, FaceTime, whatever we need to do.
Zoom
Dude,
it. We'll Zoom it.
I need to bring your passion to the Main Event Podcast, baby.
The first match on the live NXT show was supposed to be a 3-way. Supposed to be Mia Yim versus Io Shirai versus Bianca Belair. And then Candice LeRae got added to the match. As soon as Candice LeRae got added to the match, I knew she was winning. It was no question in my mind she was going to win. It was just according to how she was going to win. And sure enough, Candice LeRae wins the 4-way, is now the number 1 contender to take on Shayna Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship. Have you, Mr. Patterson, ever seen these 4 women before?
No, I've seen Candice.
Yeah.
But
have you ever seen Io Shirai?
I have not. I wasn't impressed with her.
Oh, you crazy.
She was good, but what was it? Give me the other 2 again.
Mia Yim and Bianca Belair. Bianca.
Yeah,
Mia Yim's
is
no good.
Unbelievable.
No offense, Mia Yim, but I'm not a fan.
Unbelievable. It was a great opening match.
Yeah.
I was really concerned with that being their opening match on USA.
Yep. No, not with these girls.
But, these girls threw down. Great match. I left impressed and a huge fan of all 4 of these women.
Candice LeRae, we put this on Twitter the other night, or I put it on Twitter. Candice LeRae is moving up my list of favorite wrestlers. She's good, man. She had a big feud in the indie circuit with, what is my man's name? Oh, shoot. He's the porn star.
What?
Oh, hang on. I'm going to have to look it up.
You got to look this up.
Oh, what is my man's name? I can't remember his name. He pours baby oil down his trunks.
Oh, Lord. I was thinking, it ain't Val Venus.
No.
That's the last one I can remember from back in the Attitude Era.
No. What's his name?
My man has got ladies and gentlemen, we stopped this broadcast to bring in porn news. Next thing you know, we got Jenna Jameson. She'll be here next week as a
She's been on a show before.
And so we're not exactly sure where Jern is going with this angle, but I'm pretty sure baby oil, hot chocolate, and whipped cream are going to be involved.
I can't think of his name, and I can't look up what I need to look up on my phone. What's my man's name? Oh, my gosh, I'm such an idiot. Oh.
He is stumped, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't think of it.
This is the first time I've ever seen.
I can see him. He was on Lucha Underground. Jim Cornette hates the fool.
Who does Jim Cornette like?
He's on AEW. Oh, man. What is that joker's name?
Well, it ain't Orange Cassidy, is it?
No. His. You never seen his finishing move?
No.
When he wrestles Candice or another wrestler, they'll grab his package.
Yes, I've seen that.
And he'll twist it, and his package will spin him over. I cannot think of his name. I am such an idiot. We're going to get fired. We're going to get our show canceled because I can't think of my man's name. Anyway, Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae's good. I'm a big fan of Candice LeRae. The next match, we had Velveteen Dream, Jam's favorite, versus Roderick Strong. Joey Ryan, yes. What'd you search? I want to know what you searched for.
Wrestler who lets you grab his package.
There you go. There you go. I was going to look up WWE porn, pro wrestling porn.
And Paige come up.
Yes, and Xavier Woods. And so I decided not to. Yeah, so Joey Ryan and Candice LeRae had a good string of matches, as good as they can get with the Joey Ryan match, I guess, on the independent circuit. So next up, we had Velveteen Dream and Roderick Strong for the North American Championship. Roderick Strong representing the Undisputed Era. How do they do it? Undisputed Era. I'm a big fan of both of these guys. Roderick Strong got the win in a heck of a match.
Oh, great match.
A+ match, I would say, with Velveteen Dream.
I really thought when the Undisputed Era come out, I really thought somehow Dream was going to pin Strong, and then they were going to beat the mess out of Strong. I really thought that's how it was going to finish. But then, of course, Strong picks up the win. The prophecy has been fulfilled.
Yes.
And so, great match, man. A lot of talent in that ring.
They have the Tag Team Championship. Undisputed Era has the Tag Team Championship, the North American Championship. And, of course, Adam Cole, baby, is the NXT World Heavyweight Champion.
It looks just like the Horsemen of old.
Yeah, they're good.
When Flair had the world title.
Yep.
Arn and Tully had the belts. There was a TV title that one of them held. I think even Barry Windham at one time had like the United States.
Yeah.
They held all the gold. And so here we see the Undisputed Era with the same scenario going on. I'm a fan of that. I love that stuff right there.
Then the Imperium showed up. Did you see this part? This was in the second hour.
I was watching Suits.
The Imperium.
Thanks, WWE.
I was watching USA.
Yeah.
Imperium showed up. Imperium is they're a faction. You would like the faction from NXT UK, led by my main man, the NXT UK champion, Walter. Have you ever sseen Walter?
I have. I've seen him before last night.
Walter is a big son of a gun.
Looks a little rough, too.
He's a big joker. He had a match at the previous NXT UK takeover. I can't remember the guy's name that he wrestled either. I'm off my game today. But 45-minute match, maybe match of the year this year for 2019. Walter can go, man. Walter's big, but Walter can go. So they came out and beat up some bum from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, making his NXT debut. The Imperium came out and just beat this fool down. Walter came out. Then Kushida, the newest NXT superstar from Japan, Kushida come out. Talking junk to Walter.
Okay.
Talking junk. Kushida's like 5'8". Walter's like, I don't know, 6'7", 6'6". And there's 4 of them. Kushida ain't scared of piss, boys. He come out there talking junk to them, got a couple of kicks in, got thrown down, gave Walter a kick, then he bailed out. And then the Imperium stood there in the ring. I hope this means that Imperium's going to be doing some NXT shows, going to be making some appearances here in the States. And I even saw a couple of pictures on Twitter last night. Some people jumped the gun. They beat me to this. I'm upset that I didn't think about this. But we need to see an Imperium versus Undisputed Era.
I like it.
In War Games.
Oh, that sounds so good.
We need to see it.
I like it.
I need to see it this weekend. Now I got to have it.
Here's my one takeaway. Our boy Chris over in Knockdown Media.
My man.
He tweeted,
Chris Calicut.
Maluta and Trevor is about to be a little banger. Thinking this match was going to go last. How long did that match last?
Kuchita.
Well, he spelled it wrong. I'm just reading what my man wrote.
The match never got started.
My man gave him one knee drop. Match was over.
Oh, you talking about that second match?
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't worried about that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
That's a bum match. Nobody cares about that.
No, nobody really did.
Okay, after that, we had the main event of NXT, which is my main man, the King of Bros, Matt Riddle. Little story here. I have a 4-year-old son. He loves Matt Riddle. He will walk around the house saying, bro, 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 bro. He loves Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle versus Killian Dane in a street fight.
Yep.
You don't know how this ended. You didn't see it.
No, this is one you said you were a little upset about.
I am a little upset. So they started out, big brawl in the ring, throwing each other around. They went outside the ring, went down the ramp, out the door. They're at Full Sail University, right? So they're on a college campus. They're out behind the studio where they're at. They have like picnic tables and umbrellas and stuff set out where people hang out. They fought out there. The Imperium guys, Walter and the Imperium guys, were sitting at a picnic table outside the arena. So Killian Dane and Matt Riddle were fighting outside. Everybody runs except for Walter. Walter stands up, looks at Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle turns around to go back to Killian Dane. Walter grabs Matt Riddle, starts choking him out. As soon as that happened, man, you know what hit the fan.
Yeah.
They were about probably, I would say, 25 to 30 NXT wrestlers all flooded out there.
Right.
It was the biggest brawl you may have seen on wrestling TV in years.
But was it a good brawl?
It was a good brawl.
Some of them are cheesy.
It was fine. They all wrestled outside. Matt Riddle and Killian Dane fought their way through the crowd. Everybody was fighting everybody.
Yeah.
Back to the ring. As soon as they got into the ringside area, those other 25 or 30 boys, they come to the ringside.
Now see, you done went too far.
And we're fighting at the ringside.
Lead them jokers outside.
The match was thrown out, no contest. That's how it went off the air. It was in a big brawl. Here's my problem. I've got to have a Matt Riddle win. I think he is being positioned, or he should be positioned, as the biggest superstar on NXT. I think he's got the ability to go to Raw or Smackdown and be that John Cena type character, to be that Brock Lesnar type, to be the big superstar. But, man, you cannot have my boy be in a big-time feud. This is their third match. Let's see. This is their second match together. Killian Dane come out of the crowd, beat him up at the TakeOver. They had a match that was thrown out. Oh, no, they had a match that Killian Dane won on NXT 2 weeks ago. And then they had this big brawl here with no definitive winner. I've got to have a Matt Riddle victory over Killian Dane.
You said, he could be a superstar.
Yes.
Here's my question. I'm going to say all these contracts, or, here and there, whatever. If you could make the same money on NXT as you could Raw, would you want to jump?
Yeah, it depends.
I mean, I know Raw is the flagship, as they would say.
Yeah.
But, man, for me, I love the closeness of the arena.
Yep.
I love the passion. I love the crowd. I love the excitement. Everything in NXT so much better than SmackDown and Raw. I'm not disagreeing, but let me ask you this question. Yeah.
How many NXT matches have you seen on the WrestleMania pay-per-view?
Oh, none.
Them boys want to get to WrestleMania.
Well, no, I do get that.
I'm just saying that goes into their decision making.
But do you think with now you got 3 TV shows, are they not looking to add those to WrestleMania? You kind of would hope so.
You would think so, right? But you never know.
I mean, and you go back to that. By God, we started the show off. We got AJ Styles in a dark match. We still don't understand.
Pre-show.
It's a dark match. It ain't no pre-show.
Pre-show.
That's like saying we got a pre-sale. No, it's on sale. You just don't know about it. It's a dark match. It's Smoky Mountain Federation.
No, maybe. Listen, the pre-sale is for like members. Maybe this is like the main event for the members.
Yeah. Well, here's what it is. It's for the people that got no life who show up 8 hours before the show starts. Hey, we're gonna give you a little bone because you got here so early.
And you got AJ. What a bone to get. That's all I'm saying.
But AJ, you either start WrestleMania or you start the pay-per-view with him because the first show sets the pace of everything.
Yep.
Or you highlight him somewhere.
Oh, I ain't disagree.
I mean, you give him crap.
I'm a Matt Riddle man. I love the King of Bros.
The story with him and Goldberg was absolutely phenomenal.
Did you see his tweet, his shirt he had last night?
What did it say?
It said King of Bros on the chest.
Yeah.
And like faded behind it, it had excuse me, it had Goldberg's like tattoo, Goldberg's logo behind King of Bros.
Oh,
and
nice.
his tweet said, "This is for my main man Willie G. He's not my bro."
Willie G.
Yes, Willie
I
G.
love it.
He's
Matt
not my
Riddle,
bro.
you're my hero.
Yes. So that's there. Everybody's caught up. Hopefully, you're caught up on all things WWE wrestling. Do not think that we have forgotten AEW. Once that TV show premieres in a couple of weeks on TNT, we will have AEW info and information here on the Main Event Wrestling Podcast. But right now, we're going to start a 3-week countdown leading into the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. Jam and I have come up with our top 3 Hell in a Cell matches. Today we'll give you number 3, next week 2, and then the following week leading up to the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, we will give you our number 1 Hell in a Cell match.
Let's hear it.
Jam Patterson, are you ready?
Let's hear number 3, Jern.
Number 3, the third best Hell in a Cell match, come in 2000. How old were you in 2000?
I'm not going there.
I was 19.
All right, I'm not going there.
Graduated high school, turned 19 that year.
Good job.
2000 was a good year.
Good job.
At the No Way Out pay-per-view, it was Hell in a Cell, Triple H, the World Heavyweight Champion, versus Cactus Jack, or Mankind, or Mick Foley,
whatever you want
or
to call
Dude Love. But this night, he was Cactus Jack. This was supposed to be Cactus's retirement match. If he lost, he had to retire.
Right.
Spoiler alert, he lost. But what a match these fools had. There was blood. Both people were bleeding. Cactus jumped off the side of the cage, like not the top, but on the side, through a table, went to give an elbow. They were throwing in the steps. The cage got ripped open. Cactus threw the steps, through the panel of the cage, ripped the cage open. They got out. Triple H went to the top. Cactus Jack took a 2x4 with barbed wire wrapped around it, went to the top. They fought on the top. Cactus took the 2x4 with the barbed wire, took a lighter out of his pocket, lit that SOB on fire, and then hit Triple H in the face with the handle part. Not necessarily the fire part, but hit him with the handle part. Let's see. Cactus was going to pile drive Triple H on the top of the cage, so he had him in the pile drive position. Triple H backdropped him, reversed it, backdropped Cactus Jack through the ceiling of the cage, down into the ring, and it busted a hole in the mat of the ring. So Cactus is laying in the middle of the ring. He gets up because he is a tough son of a gun.
This is back when Hell in a Cell actually meant something.
I agree.
Hell in a Cell now, they're going to climb, they're going to do this, but it don't mean nothing because we know they're not going through it anymore.
I agree.
They may jump off the side, they may jump onto a table, but back then...
They probably shouldn't be going through it because Cactus about died twice doing that.
He did, but back then, when you heard Hell in a Cell,
it was
you
different.
knew,
I agree.
Man, this is about to be on.
So Triple H come down, got the pin, hit a pedigree, got the pin, 1, 2, 3. Cactus had to retire that night. As he was walking out of the arena, he was waving to the crowd. Jim Ross had one of the best calls that he always has. He said, "Cactus, thank you for the memories. We love you, buddy." And then Cactus walked out through the curtain, and we saw him again in like WrestleMania in 3 years. So.
You know who I'd like to see in a Hell in a Cell old school match?
Who?
Cam Newton and Baker Mayfield. That's who I want to see.
Cam would kill that fool.
Baker would destroy him.
Cam would kill that fool. All right, everybody. Be back next week as you find out what our number 2 best Hell in a Cell match is.
And I'll give you another great prediction that will come true.
Shoot.
Come on, man.
Shoot. This is the Main Event Wrestling Podcast. I am Michael Jernigan. That's the icon, Jam Patterson.
Woo!
We are a part of the Press Play Podcast Network. Look us up on Twitter, Main Event Pod, at Main Event Pod. Give us a follow. You can find us on Google Play. You can find us on Apple Podcast app. Find us all those places. Hit that subscribe button. Download the show. Leave us a message. Hit that 5-star rating if you don't mind. I think your boy Chase Smith will give us a bigger paycheck if we get some 5-star ratings.
Absolutely. I gave us a 5-star.
Hey. Thanks. Thank you. All right, y'all. We'll see you next week. Main Event Wrestling Podcast.